across the room. I see your patience are short with all these dancing fools. I see that you're the type of girl that likes a tattoo. I've seen the way you looked at me when I came walking through. So don't hesitate, bro. A single night at the moon. Don't let the night go. No, don't let it go. Don't wanna be in the streets. I wanna make you scream. Get it like a freak. Take my hand. Out until we're free. No, life's just like a dream. Only get it like a freak. Take my hand.
All right, it is that time of the week again. This is Mike here with the Twisted Hour here on WBUZ95.com. You can also find us on the Orange Radio app. Now, right now, the radio station is still down, unfortunately, because of the pandemic. So everybody's kind of working from home, putting together their shows from home. And we are broadcasting them. Currently, we are broadcasting them on our YouTube channel. And we will have the links up there on our Facebook page. So check us out, The Twisted Hour on Facebook, and also The Twisted Hour on Instagram. Okay? So this week, we have an old friend of ours, Leah Peterson, the Black Blood Barbie. She is the Thunder from Down Under. She is one of our, longest tenured Twisted Angels. That she's going to be on the show this week. And, of course, we're going to be joined by my awesome co-hosts. We have Kelsey, and we have my better half, Brianna Blue. She will be on the second half of the show, and I'll be on the first half here. So we're going to talk about all kinds of cool stuff, see what Leah's been up to. She's moved, and she's doing all kinds of things. So we're going to talk a bit about how the virus is impacting Australia as well, see how they're doing and how they're coping and everything. So other than that, it's another week, and we are still here, and hopefully things will, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I know there's a lot of people that have been concerned about, what we're going to do after the pandemic is over in terms of all of us artists, whether you are a tattoo artist, a photographer, a model. Everybody's looking for other outlets to do things, and, it's really kind of cool seeing some of the artwork that some of these tattoo artists and even, models and photographers, if you're not able to do what you normally do to turn your creative juices into other formats and other mediums, I should say. So there's really a lot of cool stuff out there. So, keep an eye out for that stuff and check it out and support them. Okay? So we will be right back here in a moment with Leah and Kelsey.
From the Twisted Angels. Tune in Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on WBUZ 95 The Buzz. Listen to the Twisted Hour. You can find it on the Orange Radio app or online at WBUZ95.com. Stay twisted, my friends.
Seven-figure grin from across the room. I see your patience are short with all these dancing fools. I see that you're the type of girl that likes a tattoo. I've seen the way you looked at me when I came walking through. So don't hesitate, bro. A single night at the moon. Don't let the night go. Now don't let it go.
All right, and we are joined with by whoever, whatever the word is. We are joined by is the word we want to use, yes. We are joined by our friend and Twisted Angel from Australia, our Thunder from Down Under. We have Leah Peterson, the Black Blood Barbie, with us today. It's been almost a year since you've been on the show.
Yeah. Hey guys, hey everyone.
Hello. And I have Kelsey with me as promised in the first segment. Bree will join us in the second segment. So, what have you been up to? We haven't talked to you, and so you've been modeling, doing a lot of shoots and stuff and whatnot. But what's going on? You moved and all kinds of stuff too. What's going on?
Yeah. So I moved back to Perth because I'd moved away for a bit. still in Western Australia, but yeah, I moved away and I've moved back and got back into shooting because I had about 6 months off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been really good. I had actually a really busy few months, the last few months before all the coronavirus quarantining stuff. I actually had a few booked in, but, now we're going to hold them off for a bit.
Yeah. How badly has the virus impacted Australia? I know that here in the States, it's really only really impacted us, within the last month. How long has it been impacting Australia?
I feel like for WA, for Western Australia, we've been on, we have all our borders now, from the eastern states, so we're fully shut off. And I think that's helped us. Mm-hmm. We're going to have, it's impacted us maybe for, the last 6 weeks. Mm. Really, because the kids have been home from school.
It seems to really be the only thing that slows it down.
Yeah, so we've blocked everything coming in the mail and things like that from Queensland, and unless it's passes a necessary kind of test, mm-hmm. or sort of thing, but criteria. But yeah, I think that's really helped it keep it really slow here, because I think we've only had 13 deaths of so about 22,000 people have cleared through.
Oh wow.
Having it being tested and stuff. So, not that they've had it, but they've had tests done and they've not had it. So,
wow.
So we're doing pretty good, I think, by keeping ourselves isolated.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sucks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're here.
It sucks, but it's good. Yeah. Video calling, it's a way for everyone to sort of slow back down because we got really dependable on things and things around us, and I feel like it's helped us slow down and realize I could teach my kids how to cook and how to clean properly, and we want to grow veggies, and so it's a bad thing, but in a way you got to take positives.
Right.
Yeah, it's giving you an excuse to take the time to show them things you might not always have time to show them in a day-to-day routine with school and activities and homework and work, and just having that extra time to invest in things you sometimes maybe put on the back burner has got to be really nice.
Because we have internet and YouTube and stuff now, and the kids love that stuff. I love YouTube, but it's a way to sort of be thankful for what's around us and be able to utilize it in the way that we were meant to years and hundreds and thousands of years ago, so make you more self-sufficient. It sucks, but it's good in a way when you have kids, I guess, and for even just being with them, learning yourself, but it's hard. I miss photo shoots, crazy ways.
Yeah. There's a lot of that here. You got a lot of people that are, what we call breaking quarantine. They're going out and shooting and stuff like that. And I don't know that it's. I'm kind of on the fence with some of that stuff. I think it really depends on how you handle it. But unfortunately, there could be a couple hundred people. For every 100 people that are doing it the right way, there's always going to be that couple. That are going to be stupid about it, and it's going to really piss everybody off. So. It's just better. It's better to just not do it while all this is in place and whatnot, and that way you don't have a lot of the extra, angst and everything else that's involved. You know? So, but
and I mean a lot of that's because people nowadays nobody can understand this is an exception or this is an okay to either say it's all okay or none of it's okay, because nobody ever lives by the parameters set out. We're even having with who's essential and who's not, because everybody can think of a reason why they should stay open and nobody's not going to work.
Yeah.
Well, out in Arizona, and that's one of the places that Leah wants to visit. She's been planning on coming over the States and going to Arizona.
Yeah.
There was a big, there was a lot of stuff going on out there because, our featured artist Hollis Cantrell, he was actually on the phone with the governor's office and everything there with the state government there, because he was, arguing the point that, at one point the tattoo shops were ordered to close down, but they were keeping hair and nail salons open. So there was a lot of, dispute over that. So, and now I guess they're all closed. Hair salons and nail salons, everything's closed. But, it was a big, a mess there. So getting back to what Kelsey said, people arguing as to why they're essential and stuff like that. With Bree, her day job is working at a daycare. So, you would think that's pretty essential for people that are working, but there's enough people that are non-essential workers that,
they don't need the daycare.
They really weren't going to have enough kids at the daycare, so they closed down the daycare. And the other day, the daycare lady was saying, I don't know when I'm going to be able to open back up, or if I'm going to be able to open back up after all this, because, I'm taking such a hit on it. I mean, you would think that daycare shouldn't have too much of a problem reopening, but, it's just a mess, like Kelsey said, with, people, trying to determine who's essential and who's not. And, here in Pennsylvania, they actually were starting to call some of the state workers back to work, and they kind of made people that were previously considered non-essential now essential, because they are in financial departments that are their job really is to get money for the state in one capacity or another, whether it's utilities or bills or whatever they are, in terms of recouping some of the money that's the state's losing by having to do a lot of economic help to the people here that can't work and whatnot because of the pandemic. So and we as artists, I mean, the unfortunate thing, it's a double-edged sword on that one. Again, getting back to what Kelsey said, you can focus on some things that, play on the word with focus on that one for a photo shoot, but, the bottom line is, we're looking at it, it's a double-edged sword. On one side, you can't, you can't do your shoots and stuff, but on the other hand, you can really concentrate on some of the other things, like getting your portfolios in order, because so many times we're really busy and we just kind of throw the stuff out there.
Networking.
It's not really
social media.
That's what I've been trying to think about.
The networking, getting social media built up and whatnot, and doing those things. And we discussed this many times over the last couple of weeks, was that this is an opportunity to build your followers on social media. Now you may not necessarily retain all of them once everybody goes back to work and things kind of go back to normal, but you're still gonna retain enough of them, and it's going to be more than you would have had rolling into there. So it gets you a little bit of a leg up. And people just get really frustrated, and they want to go, the cabin fever, whatever you want to call it, and they want to just get out there and do that. And you've got 5 kids. You're trying to homeschool all of them right now. How's that going?
It's crazy. But we're all crazy people anyway, so that's good.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We're pretty crazy and loud and hectic anyway, so it's just kind of a bit like normal life, but 24/7.
24/7.
Are your kids all? Are your kids all like different ages?
Yeah, they're
grade levels. Like, how are you finding the time in the day?
We've had school holidays for 2 weeks, so we actually let them have school holidays. So this is a fresh week of starting school for us. And so today, after I get off the phone, printing off the learning stuff to do, and getting on the internet and getting on the iPad and doing some stuff. But Miss Peterson.
Now,
Good morning, Miss Peterson.
You said it's fall there now, correct?
Pardon?
You said it's fall there now, correct? So is it kind of Is it kind of like the start of the school year for you guys down there?
Yeah, so we're in like semester 1.
Okay, yeah.
Term 2.
A lot of the schools here are in they're in spring, and we're in spring right now, getting ready to hit summer. So there's a lot of schools that have just they initially started doing the schooling from home, continuing classes from home, but now there's a lot of schools that are just shutting down for the year. They're done. They're just not going to bother at this point.
Yeah, we've not, like, I don't know, they're really full on. We had massive debates about this school stuff in Australia, and especially like over here in WA, and a lot of schools were just doing their own thing because they're independent schools and that. But Ours was shut down, and we're going to keep them home for the start of semester 2, or term 2 as well. This next term of like 10 weeks or whatever, so we're going to keep them home. But I think that's one of the first things I want to get back normal is the schooling.
Yeah.
So I'm keen to you know, like kids carry and spread everything.
Oh yeah.
That's what kids do. So I think it was very smart to do it, and like it's a way to keep. It's a way to, like, families to connect and, like, teach your kids about hygiene better. Like, just to make sure that everyone, because they do it at school, but at home sometimes they can fall behind, or at school, you know, like, so either way it's be good when they all go back into it. And as a home for, like, definitely the next, well, they've said 6 months we're going to be living like this, but I think the schools will go back before that. Like, I think just WA, because it's blocked off its borders and that to the rest of Australia as well, I think it's just really helped us.
Ready to go back a little sooner.
Yeah. And we'll probably keep the borders blocked off a lot longer though. I think just for safety as well. And like keeps everything homegrown and home bought and home sold, and it's good for local economy and stuff again. Like,
absolutely.
Really bad in the way of like how much money they're throwing out to help everyone. But in a way, I think it's going to be good. Like if everyone closed themselves off, it'd be good for local economy again to build up. And like, in a way,
and
whole shit situation.
Especially since, like, you know, you said you guys have, like, closed off your borders. You know, you guys can have business in America, Maryland, like, wouldn't be deemed essential right now because you flattened the curve of the pandemic. And so it's not only really good for the local economy and whatnot, but, I mean, it's the fact that so many, like, you guys really seem to be ahead of us with how you're handling this. And, I mean, I just...
It's good. Like, I think it's hard though. Like, it really has made a lot of people real, like, angry and negative towards the government, but then you get smart people like, we just have to do what we have to do to get through it. And that's with anything in life. You just got to do what you got to do. You got to knuckle down, get it done. That's what my grandma says. She's a smart lady. Shout out to my grandma.
Well, I mean, like I said last week when we had Demi on the show, I said, I was grounded most of the time between 8th and 12th grade, so, you know, this stay-at-home order for us or whatever, that doesn't really impact me too much, you know. You're not allowed to take the car anywhere. That's all right. I wasn't going anywhere anyway, so, you know, it is what it is. So, but yeah, for us, I mean, they haven't really, I mean, between the states here, you have some states that are becoming very strict about people coming into the borders, like Florida, for example. You know, they ran into a lot of problems with people, you know, initially just deciding, oh, well, we're going to go ahead and do our spring break now, and then they go down there and they do all kinds of stuff, and then, you know, that the coronavirus really kind of, you know, spread quite a bit, you know, in part because of everybody doing that. So that was definitely some issues there. But, you know, New York obviously was a hot spot with everybody coming into the country there and kind of going out from there. So that's created a lot of problems. And for us here in Pennsylvania and even in the D.C. and Maryland area where Kelsey's at, we're kind of like on that second level of a hot spot right now. I mean, you said just in Western Australia, you said you've only had 13 deaths. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania,
we've had a lot of people. There's like 500 or something cases of it.
Well, yeah, in Pennsylvania alone, we've got you beat. We've got somewhere around like 1,700 people that have passed away, have died already.
Yeah,
or something ridiculous. It's
in
something
Maryland
ridiculous.
Right now, like the cases are so high in Maryland right now that on the they have a count.
Oh, we lost Kelsey there for a minute. She gets all excited and starts leaning back and forth.
Now they have it broken down by county. It's Anne Arundel County has 1,700, you know, Baltimore City, I mean, there's deaths in every county. There's triple digits in almost every county. I mean, that number 13 deaths just made my jaw drop.
Yeah. Yeah, That's crazy in comparison to what we're dealing with here.
Because we still have miners working. Like, we still have the mines, because WA is full of mines.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so we have where our money and employment is. And so, like, there is still, like, the shifts have changed. Like, my stepmom and, like, I know friends at work, and their shifts have changed now. Instead of doing, like, 2 weeks and 1 week, they're doing, like, 4 weeks and 2 weeks off.
Oh, okay.
So just to be, like, keep it so they're isolated in one spot for a little bit longer, you know?
Right.
Which I think is... Because they all got to be on a plane together, and they all got to, like, you know, so I think they would get tested and things would get checked a lot. But I don't know. I think it's just... Yeah, a lot of people are staying home.
Now, do they have the orders there where you're not supposed to get together in large groups? Like here, they'll say you can't get. They're really
groups of 10 or more.
Yeah, they're encouraging you not to have groups of 10 or more get together and whatnot. Do they have anything like that there?
It's illegal in Maryland now.
Yeah. Oh, who's that? Hi.
This is Miami. She's my youngest.
Hi,
She's
Annie. How old are you, Annie?
Yeah, it's her birthday soon.
Well, happy birthday. Happy early birthday. How old are you? How old are you going to be?
6.
Oh, she's like, I'm so confused. She was trying to figure out how she was going to hold him up. She'll be 6. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. What is your favorite kind of cake?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. You know,
that's my favorite.
I know. What kind? Oh yeah. What's her favorite frosting? Does she like chocolate frosting on it?
Chocolate, yeah, or strawberry. She likes strawberry stuff.
Okay, so that is not one. Well, that's one of your fur babies. Which one is that one?
This is Raven. Yeah, this is Raven. This is Samia. She's come and brought me the cat.
Hi, Samia. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, they're so talkative. They're nothing like their mother.
Here, make some toast.
So
they're waking up. My ears are winding down.
Yeah.
They're like,
Well, just for those of you that are wondering out there listening to the show, where Leah is at, she's in Western Australia. She's in Perth, and they're roughly about 12 hours ahead of us. So we're talking to them here this evening, and it's actually breakfast time for them there. So she's busy trying to get her kids, their breakfast and get them ready to do their schoolwork because they're doing all their stuff, online there because it's actually the beginning of their school year there. Now let's get back a little bit. I mean, you've been real busy over the last year. You took a little bit of a hiatus while you were moving and getting settled in and everything, but you've been modeling for how long now?
I've been going on 5 years now.
Yeah.
4 years, going on 5 years, which is really cool.
Yeah, and before you moved, I mean, you were blasting out shoots left and right. You had like 3 shoots a week at least. I mean, you were blasting them out there for a while.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Oh yeah, you were. It seemed like every other day you had new stuff that was coming out. It was pretty crazy, and you have a pretty. Yeah. You have a pretty good variety in your shoots. It's not all the same thing. You kind of do some dark stuff. Yeah. You do a lot of shooting on location. You do a little bit in the studio. Do you have a preference as to shooting in the studio or on location? Do you have a preference which one you like better?
No, I actually don't. Because it depends on the location, depends on the studio.
Gotcha.
But I think I have a preference, I guess, for some looks that you want to do. So when I want to do something more glam, because that's not so much my thing. Mm-hmm. But if I want to do something like that, I'll really focus on like what I'm wearing or what my makeup is. And I'll definitely use the studio; is really good. But I love getting creative and making things and making props and. So I like outdoors, like I love location shoots. And I'm an earth sign, I'm a Virgo, so I need to be in touch with nature, I think, to bring out the best. So I love being outdoors. That's where I think most of my photos, do shine, the outdoor one. I love them all. I can't pick favourite, but I'm just, you can be more diverse, I think, outdoors as well. And you can use what's around you, so. Bless you, darling.
Now, do you find that, why do you think you have been so popular as a model there?
I think because modeled in a darker style.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I think that's why I had like a big boom when I started, when a lot of photographers wanted to work with me and just wanted to get creative, and they had all these ideas but not the right model to kind of pull it off,
right,
I guess. Right. And like me just being a dark little creature in natural life. So like that's just what I love.
Right,
and that's where I get really like, and I can get as dark and twisted as they. So like, yeah, and I think that's maybe why. And then working with a lot of other models, it sort of helped them sort of go, wow, I don't have to be scared of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't be scared of a bit of fake blood, like, or a knife or something, or even a real one. Like, I use my meat cleaver. That's like a friend of mine, and I use her in my shoots, and like, it's just. Yeah, I don't know, just bring
I'd be a little worried about the meat cleaver coming on my shoot.
And photos are the best way. Photos are the best way, I think, to like, yeah, so anything little side in you and you don't want to show people, do a cool photo shoot. And then people are going to go, well, that's so creative and fun, and like, yay. But really you can be like, yes, that's me.
Well, I hope you warn them before the shoot that you're bringing a meat cleaver.
Always.
Because I be the photographer, and she, you know, model comes over and says, hey, I got this really great idea. I'm like, okay, great, what it is? And she pulls out this meat cleaver, and I'm going, holy crap.
Yeah, you know, I'm very organised, so that's a Virgo trait too. Like, I'm very organised, so I organise the crap out of my shoots. I'm actually going to start I want to do a YouTube channel. I actually want to start one up and do like little vlogs of me organising what I need to do, and even just like the past ones, because I have everything still, and I can just like go through little things of how I got that shoot together. And so I've been thinking of doing that because I've had a lot of like younger models have interest in me coming to help them out at a shoot, or just go with them for safety, or
right.
Because everyone thinks I'm scary, obviously.
Well, if you're carrying out a meat cleaver, I can imagine why.
So I'm like, yeah, cool, and then I can help out. And like, I'm learning a lot about lighting, and I've even been thinking about getting a camera and starting to shoot my kids and my dogs and my cats. And
I can see it now. I can see it now. A model calls up the photographer and says, hey, is it all right if I bring an escort? And they say, yeah. Who you bringing? They said, I'm bringing Leah, the Black Blood Barbie. And they're like, holy crap, she's the one with the meat cleaver. I'm not, you know. Can we reschedule this another time?
Gosh, that Dracula's daughter girl. Like, I get that one all the time. Like, that's me.
Hey, she's not bringing that meat cleaver, is she?
No, I definitely let photographers know, like, if I'm going to be taking any samurais or to do like a Japanese style thing or something, or like anything like that, I'll let you know for sure.
Yeah, that way we don't have any, major.
I think that's quite a lot of luck with photography. I keep it professional, even though it's creepy.
Some photographer has a heart attack when she pulls out the samurai sword or the meat cleaver.
I like to bring realism into it.
Yeah, that's definitely real. That might be a little too real for some people.
Yeah, they're my best photos, though.
Oh yeah, they look so natural. Yeah.
That's how I really swing the swords around.
Yeah, how did you get that ambulance for and all the EMTs? How did you get them for this shoot?
I use extras. I've got a shoot concept there.
Yeah, that was I was playing that shoot concept for months.
Just bring in an ambulance and be like, accidentally cut my arm off.
Yeah, really. Now, I think Kelsey had a question for you. We're going to go ahead and do that. Kelsey, do you have a question for you?
It wasn't a question. It wasn't a question so much as I just, Mike, you'll know what I mean about this, but I find it really interesting that she's kind of market there with that whatnot, because that's almost getting to an overplayed point here in the States. I feel like there's so many like Alice in Wonderland murder shoots and blood in a bathtub, and don't get me wrong, I've done a good probably 70% of them, and I love it, but it's it's become like a real like common I guess respected beauty, or however you want to phrase it. It's a real, I got to a point where that's my style, and I almost started straying away from it just to try and throw something different into the portfolio mix.
Yeah, I understand that fully, and like here, that's been really cool because the last year and a half, especially like watching all the other models locally in Perth and WA that like do this creepier stuff and like some dead looks, and I'm like, yeah, girls, like, I don't know, I love it. Like, it's really cool that they've all just gone, oh, I don't have to be scared of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't be scared. Like, I will embrace it.
No, and Kelsey's right though.
Like, yeah, I love that everyone's really, but then I got to a point where I went, wow, it's all I kind of do that stuff, and everyone, like, have these group shoots.
Branch out.
Everyone theme that we had a month, I was creeping out or doing the freak version, or they would just expect, like, how are you gonna creep out the next one, Leah? Like, I'm like, ooh, I've got to outdo the next one. Oh crap, that's so good. Like, my ideas just go poof, and I'm like, oh crap, how am I gonna outdo that?
This one's gonna this next. Yeah, how are you gonna top this one? Yeah. Yeah, but Kelsey's right.
I'm trying to just get more into a softer dark side.
Well, and Kelsey's right though, because it has kind of gotten, a little oversaturated here with a lot, like she said, a lot of people doing the blood in the bathtub look, or stuff like that. So, but the fact that you were doing the stuff that you were doing, like you said, you were, kind of like really a new direction for everybody to go in at the time, because there really wasn't anybody else doing what you were doing.
Yeah.
So now you've got people that are doing what you've been doing.
I just opened the curtains to the dark side and went, don't be scared.
Leah sits there and says, come to the dark side, I have cookies, but, it's one of the... But yeah, Kelsey's right. I mean, it does get kind of oversaturated, so I think it is, really important to... have that versatility and show some variety, that you can do more than just one style and one genre that you're doing. And that's what you've been doing. You've been kind of branching out on what you do there, and a lot of variety there. But I think that was really important. And you were starting to rebrand yourself there, and then you kind of went back to it because it was just how everybody knew you. They weren't getting used to that.
Yeah, and that's what I've been thinking about now, because that's what I was like, because that's what I've been trying to, because I have such a versatile range of things, I kind of, because I would like to more brand myself a little, just a couple of opportunities that I got coming up after all this quarantining stuff.
Right.
I need to focus on, I just wanted to, like, okay, I've done all this, I've showed everyone, I can, like, woo, do this and do bridal, do glam and all that. So now I'm more want to go, right, well, this is me. This is who I am.
Yeah.
And then, so like, getting some merchandise and some prints and stuff sorted, and like get a calendar, and like I wanted to keep to my alternative side, but I might stick to doing like a calendar, an alternative kind of calendar, creative alternative every year as well, like instead of like tattoo glamour. Yeah, I would like to focus more on myself now, and that's what I've gone right back to Black Blood Barbie, like who I am, with the dark and the black and the like softer goth creepy. Right. Yeah. Keeping it back to who I am. So then, because everyone's like, that's who you are. So you need to start. Like, a lot of photographers are really supportive. They say good morning to me every morning, or every on the weekend. Have a good weekend. Like, I've got a couple I've got really close with, and they're I hope. They really are just like, I hope, you're worth, I hope you're making money and doing really well, because you're just, you're it's worth it. So I'm going, well, now I have to redirect and focus on what is going to help me and my family, and, the people love what I do and love the creative stuff that I do, so I like sharing it.
That's good.
So
That's awesome.
Creepy shit. I've been talking to someone who makes dolls as well, so
oh, geez.
I'm actually, thinking of doing some of my really cool making dolls from the really cool characters I've done.
There you go. That would be neat. That'd be really cool.
Like a little like
a dark Barbie line.
Put that out there. There could be some cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah.
All right, well, hey, listen, we're gonna cut out here, and we gotta cut to break, and we're gonna pay some bills. And when we come back, Bree is going to join us, and we are going to be back in a few minutes with Leah, the Black Blood Barbie, Kelsey, and Bree.
Hey.
Right down the street, I can take you there. We'll hold up for the night. Just tell me what you like. I can see you ready by that daddy look that's in your eyes. So don't hesitate.
This is Diamond Dahlia, winner of Hell City Hotties.
And Hall Dan Trill from Iconic Tattoo here in Arizona.
Tune into Sit Hour here on
WBUZ 95, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out the Twisted Angels.
I seen your seven-figure grin from across the room. I see your patience are short with all these dancing fools. I see that you're the type of girl that likes a tap.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I am Brianna Blue. Mike will be back in a little bit. We are currently talking with Leah from Australia, aka the Thunder from Down Under. She says it's better. She says it better than I do.
The Thunder from Down Under.
Yes.
Everyone started calling me that here too. They've seen it a couple of times on like posting that, and they're like, "What is this? It makes sense."
It does make sense. So, I know Mike touched on you dealing with the pandemic and everything, and how all that's going with you on your side of things. I wanted to ask, what all you had planned once the pandemic is over.
Shoots. No.
Yes.
Work. I have work as well, like, because I work in hospitality. So like serving drinks and food and things like that. So of course that got shut down really quickly. So I had booked work and stuff, travelled work, and so I'm hoping to hopefully when that all picks up again, where we'll be able to get back into our booked work that we had. So that would be good. Awesome. And shoots, definitely. And also, I'm wanting to mainly, because I feel like I've done a lot and I now want to focus on a certain sort of thing. More like, I'm more soft rock goth, kind of like me, just me, who I am, the softer side, because I'm getting, I'm 35 this year. Yeah. So, I'm like a mom, and so I'm just trying to tone it down a little. Like my dad said, I need to turn it down a little. Then I shaved my head, and he was like, "What is that toning down?" Like, oh, come on, I'll turn everything else down.
Oh my goodness, you gotta express yourself somehow.
Yeah, well, exactly, and that's me. I grew my hair out for everyone. Like I had an undercut for years, like shaved skinhead style, and for years, and like 8 years, and then I grew my hair out so long, like halfway through my back, and I went, screw you, I'm shaving it. So I did a little bit, and I was like, I only did a little bit, so, but I have to feel like me, everyone's got to feel like themselves. Sure. So I just told them all to shit. Yeah. You don't hair every day.
And feeling like you always changes from this time, so our hair.
Yeah, change is good. A little change never hurts anybody.
It definitely is, it helps. But I'm definitely keen to kind of work more on because I've been looking into like what it costs to like brand and trademark and sort of like I've had like my logo made and things like that. So and I'm wanting to take a step into a different direction as well, like having things made. Like been talking to someone who makes dolls. Mm-hmm. That I was saying before, and so like a cool creative calendar where I can do some creepy stuff every year, and because even in my family, a lot of my family, they like want my cool creepy doll pictures and like my knife ones. They want like hoodies and stuff so they can cruise around, and they all live in different towns and stuff, and they're like, we need this stuff, like everyone will love it. So I'm thinking I might just do what I do, but keep it to like merchandising and getting some creepy dolls, maybe.
Branding a little bit.
Yeah, branding. So I hope to get more, like a little bit of what I've put in over the years. Yeah. Really cool. I have like a big family, and
when you talk about dolls, making dolls, I mean, there's porcelain dolls, there's stuffed dolls, there's Polly Pockets, there's Barbie dolls. Like, can expand on that a little bit more and like how you're making them, because there's really different techniques and skill sets involved.
Like baby doll. like a little baby. Like, the baby, like you play with when you're 5 and 6 and stuff. So I have already a couple of my daughter's ones that were a bit broken that I took, and I made Dolly, Queen of the Damned, like, and she has a nail crown.
Yes!
Oh my
And
goodness.
so she's nail crown and sits with like a third eye, and she's still got blood on her, and she's been on a few shoots. And then Celia, she's like Celia the Singed Soul, so she's all in a frozen dress, but she's bald and that, and she's been burnt to crap house, and like triple sticks and like upside down crosses all like burnt into her, and so you kind of dolls like that, the plasticky kind of baby dolls. Yeah, and then I'd like to explain to like the kind of Monster High-ish Barbie doll looking thing. So I'm a Black Blood Barbie.
Right.
I'd like to get like a big gothic Barbie doll would be really cool. But yeah, baby, we're gonna like like they're kind of homemade, you know, as well. These dolls, so yeah, really raw and creepy twisted.
You want them to look like they were, you know, made and not produced in a factory, and like this.
Yeah. But I love that home look on things. I love that raw look of like things that like I've been old.
And when it comes to like
doing them up.
when it comes to like Barbies and stuff, I mean, you'd think somebody would have kind of gone into that direction with them, but really nobody has. And I've been my little like head banging punk skateboarding self, like since I was itty bitty little. I really have. But there was never a doll or Barbie doll or toy that like I felt connected to. Closest thing was Skipper Barbie, the like Barbie's cousin that had colored hair and the skateboard and the baggy jeans.
Yeah. Cut their clothes up like cool rock style.
Well, you know, with the whole alternative industry coming about and just booming, oddly enough, you see a bunch of different tattooed Barbie dolls now in the girl aisle at Walmart, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that have like cool like tattoo. I've been looking on like eBay and stuff too, and they do have some vampire-ish kind of dolls, but they're in these gorgeous couture gowns and stuff, so like collectibles and that. But yeah, like a cool alternative, like dark hair or green hair or blue hair, like streaks and big fleshies and like cool, exactly. Like cool buttons like that would be really cool actually. Like my girls, they draw on theirs, I cut their hair and they like put tattoos on themselves, they get textures and draw where I've got tattoos, like, yeah, look at me. So yeah, like something full of kids. Yeah, I have that's what I was saying when all this is over, I'm wanting to go more into, because I've been through a lot in my life.
Right.
As a girl and a female, and you know, like as a troubled kid growing up and stuff. So like I've been wanting to build on that as well, and doing like some little sort of feel good about yourself classes, and just because I have a lot of models and that have a lot of interest in like me wanting me to help them out with shoots or go with them as bodyguard or like, you know, so I just like, I never had anyone like me when I was younger that could have been like, help me, because I'm very new age, I guess. My mom's a clairvoyant Reiki healer, so like I'm brought up very like spiritually open, and I feel like that's how people need to be going that way a little bit more, and that's what I think about this whole pandemic as well, as it's giving people time to open up a little more about like this is not what it is, the world with material, you know, like open your mind a little. So yeah, I like to be someone that can help young girls who've been through a lot or have like a troubled life, like feel good about themselves and have a little photo shoot and like learn how to like just style themselves and feel good about themselves that way. You know, they can't be affording to do lots of cool things, but yeah, I have like little now days, and so that's kind of what I'm wanting to get into, like branding myself like that, but in a cool alternative way.
Awesome.
You know, like getting head artists, like I know like heaps of people, so like getting people involved would be no problem.
Yeah, definitely.
So giving back to the community and helping younger generations of models be themselves and project themselves safely.
That's right. Build themselves up like so they can go on to like older adulthood and like being an older teen and stuff, and not feeling like
and know who they are.
Exactly. Just like you're not going to know who you are until you're about 30 or so. But, you know, like little things that most people don't know or like wouldn't even talk about or sort of help teach in a certain way, because, I feel like people aren't universally open minded enough.
Totally.
Yeah. And it's a good way to be, like, positive. Nothing can be, but I've been through a lot of horrible things in my life, and sorry.
You're
Stop
okay.
fighting, please.
It's okay. Man,
Make me come over.
at
Please
least
stop fighting.
at least
Yeah,
it's
so
sunny
I
over
just,
there.
you know, I have someone, like, I didn't have anyone like me. My mum's only just really, like, the last 10 years become so spiritually aware and awesome that she is, so, like, it helped me, I guess, and I'd like to help the younger, because I went through a lot, so, like,
Well,
yeah, I'm very strong because of these things. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure both of you and myself can remember, I mean, when you are younger or age where even if it isn't modeling, but you're just, like, you know, starting to invest or explore something on your parents or an adult, you know, kind of pushing you into it, you know, there's, like, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, but yeah, when you're starting out like that, even if you have an adult or an older sibling or an aunt that's like telling you this is safe, this isn't, stay true to yourself, this, you know, trust these people, don't, you, even if you know they're right, you don't want to listen to it, and you might not open up to them about everything you're doing or every job you're taking, because sometimes you worry about, you know, I'm comfortable with this, but what will my grandma think or my big brother? And I think having someone that's like a peer and someone closer to their age that isn't somebody that can trust because they've gone through it is an amazing important thing. And I think more models should be reaching out to younger generations.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, because that's what my issue is. I have a massive family, and I love my family and stuff, but, yeah, I was judged a lot because my mum, you know, like, she went a certain way, and then, you know, her life's beautiful now, and we all learn things, go through things to learn, but, yeah, everyone sort of judged me a lot because I am a bit dark and creepy and twisted, and it's because everything I went through, everything built me, like, I'm the darkest head one too, like, everything built me to that, and it's nice to have someone that is not judging you straight out because they feel like they know you because you were born into their family, you know, like, I know how you can be, you know, so it would be really cool. I want to kind of go in that direction, but keep doing my own kind of shoots and stuff, and hopefully, because I don't do a lot of, like, I don't do implied nude or, like, nude or anything like that. Like, I love that stuff and it's beautiful, but, so I just don't do it because I think that's more the direction I want to go in, so I like to keep it a bit more. Still look beautiful in bikini and underwear and stuff, but, you know, I'm really modest, ladylike way.
I really love that statement of yours, just that, you know, you find that stuff really beautiful and wonderful and arty, but it's just not what you're comfortable in because of your situation and the direction you want to go. I mean, I think it's important that people, you know, appreciate and voice, you know, their acceptance or opinions about things, that just because they might not want to do it themselves doesn't mean that it's bad art, or, you know, just because I might not pose naked or whatever doesn't mean I want my dad to look at any beautiful, you know, naked art and be like, fucking hoe. Like, No, I love it. I, like, love scrolling through and, like, damn. Like, you know, like, damn, she looks amazing. Like, people would... Because it's empowering.
It is so empowering, and that's why I still love to, like, I'm a skimpy barmaid as well, so that's, like, work I do in hospitality as well. So we serve alcohol and food, and we work and have fun and play games in our underwear or bikinis, you know, like, that's... So I love that. It's empowering because I went through so much of, like, all that. So I used to wear, like, full hoodies and trackies and hide myself, and then I went, no, screw that, like, it's so empowering, and I love it, and that's what girls need to... A lot of the girls I see dress, like, I have a 13-year-old soon, and so, like, the way they dress, they look gorgeous and all these little cute things, but it's just the way they, you know, it's just the way they hold themselves. Like, that's why we're going through a lot of teen issues here, with, like, assaults and, like, you know, like, kids having sex too young and just getting in relationships, getting pregnant too young, like 12, 13-year-olds having babies and stuff. Like, it's just like learning a different way of holding yourself as a woman, and like, at a young age, you don't have that, and that's what I see a lot of issues in my like, locally. That's what I'm like, for our local sort of, that's what I'm wanting to get into that more. So
Okay.
But keep it like photographic and makeup and like all that cool creative stuff and body art, because I know a body artist as well. So like, yeah, I want to do some really cool stuff after all this is done. Get some communities involved, even take like a class around schools and stuff, and something like that would be cool.
So how long ago was your last shoot that you had before all this started?
Sorry, another sleepyhead.
You're all right. Hi, sweetie.
That would have been, just before this all kind of started, actually. Yeah, I did a shoot with a Monaro and a Harley Davidson. Just a photographer, he had his bike there. And his boss brought his Monaro down. Because that's sort of more the way I'm going to be going, is keeping to my cool, like, rocker, dark edge. And doing some things that, like, I know heaps of people with cool bikes and dirt bikes and heaps of cool cars and stuff. So that's more like what I'm going to be, just keeping into that tattooed glamour stuff.
Awesome.
I think.
Cool.
So
that's how I started out, with cars and bikes.
Yeah, I never really started out like that. My first shoot was, like, kind of gossibilly. And that's when I won the, like, Miss Tattoo Calendar thing. And it was just from my first shoot, it spun me out. So I was like, and I tried to, like, I haven't really actually done a lot of that either, so I'd like to, I feel like I'm going a little upper class for myself. I'm like, grungy and rough around the edges really badly.
Even though I said,
like, upper class.
even though I say, like, I started out with that stuff, that's just kind of, like, how I... because I got my intro into in a way that I was really interested and involved, and everyone I knew, or was like, everybody was supportive. And even though some people have a stigma about car bike models being like real hussy or what, but every car and bike show I did was so family oriented, and like I took more pictures with kids, like little boys under the age of 5, because they thought it was cute. I did a dunk tank every year at the Deep Creek car show. Like, it's really fun, family-oriented aspect to get into. And even though that's like years and, oh my God, like 15 years, that makes me sound old, 15 years ago, that's the part of modeling I missed the most, was like not just the set, inspired photo shoots, but the more sporadic, spontaneous, like involved with the community and different ages, like giving awards out to cars. It was just fun and interactive, and I really enjoyed feeling a part of something other than just a picture on someone's wall.
Yeah, and that's where I wanted to start. Like, I wanted to get more into that when I started, but when I did start, I kind of just... So I started with the car and stuff, an old school classic, and it just went into all this, like, I just went boom in my whole creepy blood and gore and stuff, and, like, knives, and so, and I was like, well, want to see me? Here I am, like, straight out, boom, here's Leah.
One of your biggest things that we love about you is how versatile you are in each different concept that you shoot in. It's amazing. Like, you'll go from blood, gore, horror to lingerie boudoir, and then
super glam.
You'll go to,
Thank you. And that's where I've tried to. I always wanted to be a model growing up. Like, I wanted to be a runway model. That was like me. I am on that runway. Naomi Campbell. Oh, I love her. Like, attitude and boss walk. Like, that was me. I wanted to be that. But things happened in my life growing up, and life went the way it went. And then I found, like, I went through things as a young teenager, and then I had to help my mum out with my brothers, and then I found parties and boys, and so like it all just took a back burner, and then I got tattoos, and I went, oh dang it, I'm never walking for like Chanel. Like, I'm never going to walk to Balenciaga, like, without making.
That brings
but
me
then I went, oh well, I can do it in that, but I'm so damn creative.
Right.
I was like, and I started making things, and I was like, crap. And then everyone was like, you just need to do this. And once I won that first thing, I went, oh, wow. So I just, the whole creative side of it came into it, and, like, showing which is good because
The momentum went forward.
Helped me evolve, and it actually pushed me to go, I will show you I can do White Princess bridal dress.
Right?
You know, because people are like, you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to do that because you're just like so creepy. And I was like, watch me. I'm very like.
Well, and like Brianna. And like Brianna was saying about, you know, we love the versatility in your photo. And the picture, not understand what I mean by that, but every picture has, you know, for a model anyway, beginning, middle, and end, you're trying to tell a whole story with the picture. But not just your variety, it's the fact that every set or shoot you do looks like it could be your main style. Like, you know, we know you love the dark and creepy stuff, but you do the glam stuff so invested and, like, balls to the wall that if you hadn't seen the previous stuff, you would think that's what you're famous for. It's how much you invest yourself into so many varieties. That's really wonderful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that because, like, I put in a lot of time and effort because I'm a very, like I said, a Virgo, and I organise to the, like, that's why I want to start doing vlogs and that because I'm so organised with how I get everything together, and I kind of see an image and then work backwards. Gotcha. So I'm like, oh, I need to get this shot.
Yeah.
Crap, now I got to go get this all backwards. Yeah. But, yeah, that's really cool. Thank you.
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
that.
My other question, you know, you started talking about tattoos. Do you have any ink lined up, you know, once all the tattoo shops open?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I actually was going to be going in before this happened, the week that we were like, oh, are we going to shut tattoo shops or... Right. Because I've been paying off a deposit to my tattoo artist who's done a couple, and I'm going to probably stick with her now for the rest because she's a really good friend of mine as well, and she's been through a lot in the last year as well, and I was like, dang it, we're just going to finish off my body and, like, yeah, so I can help her as well, you know. I'm all about women with small businesses, building up women with small businesses. That's what we're, like, yeah, there's a lot of us in WA here who really help each other like
promoting artists, no matter what the form.
Women helping women and building women up, not bringing them down, because I have 4 daughters and I was bullied and went through all that crap. And
I did too. I really understand that. I really love talking with you. I don't know if you remember, but like we did interview way back when.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, no, it just
2 years ago. Do you believe that?
I know. I was like, what's the year?
I was trying not to talk about how long ago that was.
It was years. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been with the Twisted Angels for so long now. Like,
so that's one thing
too. Like, I want to bring more. Like, I want to coexist more with my brand and the Twisted Angels. Like when I start bringing.
Yes.
Like that's what I needed to talk to everyone about too. Like, because I'd like to do that more stuff. I promoted it here so much.
Yeah.
Like my friend Everlasting, she's like she like been posting it all the time, and she was like, oh, what's this Twisted Angels? I was like, go for it, go. And now she's a fellow Twisted Angel.
Yes,
so
she is.
Yeah, like, yeah, she's a girl. Yeah, I miss her. I miss, like, we want to go do a shoot too. Like, we need to get. We're getting more 420 friendly in Australia and stuff, more medically, you know, like that. So we're going to be trying to do something like that together, maybe, and promote that a bit. Got lots of things coming: ink, photo shoots, group photo shoots,
right?
Branding. Yeah, I got big things that I've been working on.
You need to get on the show. That's who we need to get on the show now. Talking about evil listing. Well, Mike came back.
I'm all wet from giving the kids baths. That's how we do this during the quarantine and this wonderful pandemic. We take turns watching the kids while we're doing the radio show.
Yeah.
So my turn to give the girls baths, but I think I ended up getting more of a bath than they did.
Why didn't you jump in?
Nice.
Yeah, no. There's not enough room. Well, yeah, we do have to. We have to get Eva on here too. Yeah.
Definitely. Mike had brought it to my attention that you were. Sorry, I got a notification pop up on my phone, and it kind of took me for a whirl for a second. But anyways, Yeah, 2 years ago you were on the show. I mean, yeah, 2 years it doesn't feel that long, but it feels like it was forever ago. So
for me, it feels really long.
Yeah, I feel like.
And I mean, granted, this is only my
baby. He's wet right on my lap. That didn't sound wrong at all whatsoever. I apologize to my listeners for any inappropriatenesses.
Did you show him off? Yeah.
No, I didn't. He just woke up. Oh, now my leg is all wet. I did not pee myself, ladies and gentlemen. My daughter's wet hiney landed on me.
Yes. I don't. My kids are trying to ask me for things, and the dad's having a sleep in, and I'm like, I don't know where it is.
This is my newest little gent.
Oh, he's so gorgeous.
Hey, look, guys, I have a kid too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful, fluffy. Hi, gorgeous little cheeks. Oh, look at him. Oh, I just want to pinch them.
Look at those eyes.
He has beautiful big eyes.
I know.
Big blue eyes.
Give me the trees. Give me the trees.
In the top drawer.
Yes, your kitty cat is adorable.
Adorable.
Oh, it's your beer. Sorry.
Nice. Liquid child.
Yes. God, I could have sworn I saw a paw. Okay.
Oh, no, I had my cat at first, but then you guys got cuter, so I had to step it up a notch, and she didn't love me anymore.
She said, Mom, put me down. Gosh.
Come here. Yeah.
So, what exactly is your next tattoo going to be? Do you know where it's going to be placed?
Yeah, so I've had one, my artist, Queen Bee, she drew up this really cool, so it's going to be on my side hip area, and we're going to draw up like another one to the other side, sort of doing like a demon and angel thing. So the first one she drew up was a deaf one. It's like a woman, half demon, with a massive horned crown skull thing, like skull crown, and holding
like a twisted angel.
Well, I'm getting devil to some and angel to others. So in a way, yeah. No, I want to get my Black Blood Barbie logo tattooed, and I actually kind of want to get the Twisted Angel sort of small underneath it as well.
Tattooed on my butt.
I am getting the Twisted Angels logo. I am.
Nice. I want to as well because I love it. I love how it's like the dark and the light, and I want to get it under my logo when I get mine down the back of my neck here. So
to be honest, before we get off here, I honestly thought for the longest time that the logo was an elephant head.
Really? When I very first saw it, I was like,
I will never not see an elephant head now.
Oh, yeah.
I promise you, it's an angel. It's a woman's body with angel wings, but
no,
I really
you might
thought
have
it was
just ruined my tattoo.
I'll still get it.
I'll get the Twisted Angels logo with an elephant trunk.
Yeah. Elephant trunk. Mike's gonna hate me. He's gonna hate me. That's alright though.
Okay,
I'm getting told and accused of eating her biscuit.
Hey, well, I'm gonna get off here. I
did it. Dad did.
to take care of.
Okay,
Michael is gonna step on in, and he's gonna wrap this up for you guys. Bye. Thank you.
Downstairs. Okay, all right, I'm back, and yeah, we had a few people said it was an elephant. It's not. So.
No.
Anyway.
It's two angels, the dark and the light.
That's right. So anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of like the tattoos I'm getting. Doing the dark and the light, fallen angel and an angel.
That is very cool. we had one of the angels that we had years ago, who unfortunately passed away. Her mother, at the time, she was really appreciative of the fact of what we had done to help out and facilitate some things with, the funeral and everything like that. She actually got a tattoo of our logo. So, but that was kind of neat. But like to have it for a happier circumstance. But in any case, but it is what it is. So, but so from what you got a bunch of stuff you've got planned to get hit the ground running then when everything's all done and whatnot. So that's always good.
Yeah, this quarantine time's been really good thinking time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reorganizing where I want my life to go and what I want. And because I'd love my life to be all about my modelling, but realistically I have a lot of other passions. So
yeah, well, we talked about that a little bit, earlier. That now's a good time to really kind of expand on your networking and do those kinds of things in order to be able to kind of really hit the ground running once everything kind of turns back to normal. So. But we want to thank you for being on the show again. It's been a while.
Thank you guys.
But you have to tell everybody how to find you. Tell everybody how to find you on Instagram and Facebook and everything, okay?
On Instagram's where I mainly use Instagram for my modelling and stuff. So it's at Black_Blood_Barbie on Instagram and Blood Barbie Alternative Model on Facebook. And Leah Blood Barbie.
You can find all of these on. You can find all of these tags, websites, names on the Twisted Hour radio page and my personal page. So if you missed it here, just check us out on Facebook.
Awesome. All right, so thank you. We want to thank you again for joining us, and hopefully it won't be another 2 years. I just thought it was only a year, but man, Bree's right. It's been almost 2 years now since you've been.
Yeah, it has.
I mean,
I know.
it probably seems like a lot less because we always have your soundbite that always plays through. So.
Oh yeah.
So, but anyway, now my Alexa turned on. I don't know why that happened, but that was kind of weird.
I'm having trouble connecting.
Yeah, she's having connecting. Yeah, that's kind of creepy. I wasn't even near her, and she turned on. That is so creepy. That is really creepy. The government's listening to us all. Okay, so all right. Well, again, we're going to thank you again for joining us on the show this week. It was awesome to see you again, and hopefully, like I said, it won't be this long again. So. Once again, thank you everybody for tuning in, and thank you, Leah, for tuning in as well. You take care down there in Australia. We love you.
Definitely, you too.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye-bye.
Leah, the Black Blood Barbie from the Twisted Angels Australia, bringing you the thunder from down under. Tune in to the Twisted Hour here on WBUZ 95, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. on the Orange Radio app or WBUZ95.com. Peace.
All right, and we are back. We are wrapping things up this week. We're going to thank Leah Peterson, the Black Blood Barbie from Australia, once again for joining us on the show. And again, hopefully we're going to get the radio station back up and running. For those of you that are just tuning in or may have missed it, we are doing all our shows remotely now. We can't go into the radio station or anything like that to do it from there, so we're all kind of doing it remotely. So if it sounds a little grainy or whatnot, it's not perfect, but we're doing the best we can to keep you entertained. And before we sign off today, again, thanks to Leah, and I want to thank my co-hosts Kelsey and Bree for joining me on the show this week. And we have a little bit of sad news this week that we didn't mention during the show, but a guy by the name of Jimmy Webb. Anybody that's really involved in the music industry and stuff like that will remember Jimmy. He owned a place called Trash and Vaudeville in New York, and it was one of those places that people just went. I mean, he's been dressing rock stars for since the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, he and Iggy Pop were really good friends, and he was really good friends with Debbie Harry, the lead singer, the Blondie, and he was friends with Sebastian Bach from Skid Row, Henry Rollins. I mean, he was an eccentric guy. He passed away yesterday, or the day before, I should say, and he was really good friends with our friends Emily Lazar from September Morning. She used to hang out at his shop in the mornings, so when she was still a teenager and stuff, and got to really know him, and he was always using her as a little bit of a muse because he was a stylist, and he was so cool. He was such an eccentric guy. He was kind of he was an icon of the rock world, and it was just one of those things that he was an icon that didn't. I don't think he realized how much of an icon he was, and he was such a great guy. I had the opportunity to meet him a couple times. Just an amazing guy. So, so for those of you that are in the music industry, I'm sure a lot of you had, seen a lot of that going around and stuff like that. So, just really sad, but hopefully, the show must go on, as they say, and I like to see the shop do something that maybe they can do something in his memory and whatnot, and do something really special for him. So I'm sure they will. They're good people up there. So I really wanted to share that with everybody. But that being said, we have some new music this week. So and it's from a band we haven't had on here before. Who do we got this week, Kelsey?
The band is called Moon Fever, and the music is from their single, Fever. Shouldn't be hard to remember, but it had me dance my ass the first time I heard it, so definitely Moon Fever, there's Fever.
Yeah, she broke up a little bit on that one, guys, but yeah, it's the name of the group is actually Moon Fever, and the single's name is Fever. And it's actually by the same, they're I guess, managed by the same company that actually manages our friends over at September Morning. Our buddy Ed Bunker over there at No Problem PR and Marketing, they represent those guys, and he sent that over to us the other day. So I appreciate everything he sends over our way. And Moon Fever, they're a cool band. They're as they put it, they're kind of built for modern times. They're that of Hollywood. They love the Sunset Strip and stuff like that. The vocalist Cody Jasper, guitarist Mitch McCauley, guitarist Joe Perez, bassist Gabe Masca, and drummer Greg Garcia. They got it's really just some high octane, it sounds like garage music, when guys just get together in their garages and jam out, man, that's what it is. So really awesome. And so we hope you like it. And again, we thank you for joining us on the show this week, everybody. We love you guys, and we will see you next week. In the meantime, stay safe, stay strong, and get twisted.